Yes, that is what you could see in part 1. You'll find that here, under here where it says more. There's a link there in the video description, and you can check out and see the exterior of this absolutely massive triple-barreled gun that the Germans put on the top of a hill, a mountain. Today, as I promised you, you will join us and see the underground bunker complex, which is under that massive turret. This is very, very special, and I think you're going to enjoy it. If you haven't already, please watch the videos in full. Don't skip, because the YouTube algorithms doesn't help us out too much then, because we're counting on you. So watch it in full. Now let's go and see what the Germans put under this massive gun turret. I think you will be surprised. This turret was picked off the battleship Gneisenau, put on the top of a hill on the Atlantic Wall, and then used as a battle commando firing whatever station you like to call it. It was a massive battle station that the Germans put here to be able to protect a special area of the ocean further down. So we are going to go inside. We're going to have a wonderful trip. I might be able to record some of it myself with the sound of this language you hear now, but some of them I might have to dub and put some sound on top, because they are going to use the local language here and you won't be able to understand anything of that. So I'll do my very best, but the main important thing is that we will take you in there, and that's going to be absolutely amazing. So we're getting inside. It's very dark, and but we're going to show you as many details as we can. A lot of tools, lathes, different kind of things they use to support the building and the structure here. Generator room, all is authentic, beautiful condition. It even smells oil. Pretty incredible. This is the fuel storage room. It's a bit dark, so I'll see if I can kind of help out a little bit with the phone here. It's a bit dark, but you can see tons of fuel being stored here, so they can run the generators, and it still actually works. All of this is original tools. They all function. There's a log book, and it actually works today. There's one of the crank hand cranked air pumps, valves. Everything is here as it is. Manual pump, probably for the fuel. Amazing stuff. And you can see here, German writing everywhere. Main engines for generators, which actually works today. And they start them up 3-4 times a year to make sure that they work. Power station with fuses. This is probably pressurized air to start the engines. Absolutely insane to see that everything is still here. And you can see each and every meter actually works. It's a Deutsch engine. You can see the valve mechanism and valve train. Everything here works. You can see these hallways are massive, so thick concrete, but that was to protect each and every one of the 120 crew members here. So I was allowed to record as much as I wanted, and I'm very happy for that. I'm going to do my very best that you can actually have this experience. These hallways are incredibly interesting to walk through, and you can see constantly as I move around, original cables, everything is just as it was. Looks to be a heater here. Central heating system perhaps. Maybe fuel for that. And now we're going to go up some stairs here. This is absolutely spectacular that we are allowed to record here. There's a stairway going many floors up there. Original cables running around. And now we're going to go deep into the mountain system here. This is a original cabinet. It's actually still here. That was in the locker or the rooms for the soldiers. And you have huge fittings there, original, a lot of humidifiers to keep this place dry. And this is where the crew lived. I'm sorry if it gets a bit dark sometimes, but each and every one of these are rooms where the soldiers stayed. And they are in immaculate condition. And in each and every room here, this is where the soldiers stayed. I have to rush up here to keep following the rest here. It is massive. It is absolutely insane. All of these are crew quarters where the crew stayed, and I have to kind of follow through here up this hallway. Oh my goodness, this place is massive. This room used to be the kitchen. Each oven would be sucking, or the air would be sucked out of the oven here. This is a wash. And the reason for the contour there is to get the water to drain off the walls, because that was a huge problem. There's a lot of issues with the water, so each and every roof is like this, so the water will come off. This room used to be the main dining hall and also a field hospital to be able to serve the sick soldiers here. So very strange to see the different kind of features. But this room was filled with medical equipment at the same time as the soldier actually ate their meals there. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member, and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very, very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. Desperately trying to get the light to be better, but it's limited what I can do. We're underground, 25 meters down. More of the accommodations areas here. This is where we just came through. These are living quarter rooms for the crews here. Different areas for the privates. And here you can actually see the original bed still hanging. That is crazy. Holy cow, the original beds are here. And I guess we're going to go inside one of the rooms so we can actually experience that. This is a typical living room, 18 guys here, but they used it just for 3 weeks after they finished it. After that, it was inhabitable. The mattresses will stick onto the wall when they take them down from the daytime, and it was rendered useless. So that is pretty amazing to see. So after just 3 weeks after this place was finished, it was doomed uninhabitable. I'm kind of stuck behind here because I'm using the camera, so now we're going up here. Holy cow, so many places. This is basically the washroom. All of this is original, and you can see these huge tubs. Pretty strange, but there is a couple of features here that are just spectacular, and that is the point that they had running tap water, cold and warm. This is absolutely amazing, and this is where they showered. There's a very special feature here. This is one of 2 electrical heaters that was here during those days. That was so incredible rare. Never was there something like that in there. So that is spectacular. Also, they had flushing toilets, which was unheard of during those days. So when the locals find out this, they went bananas. They said the Germans had this. They didn't even have outdoor toilets. So this is a urinal, and each and every one of these were flushing toilets, and they had that during that time. So that is spectacular. There's so many rooms, so many staircases. It is unreal. And this was built within 1 year. Yeah, you heard right. 1 year. There
This is one of the rooms where the munition came out. You see this thing here? Move that out. I have to hurry here. This is spectacular. This is the grenade room. Blue ones, blast exploded a second after impact. These exploded on impact. Different kind of hoists and features, and you know, just tons of gear. And I'm desperately trying to boost the light here so you can see more. Tons of switches and things. Siemens, everything is Siemens marked. Hoists here on the top, grabbing the cartridges and sending them off to another room. And this is where you start to enter the room where the actual gun is. Some of the features here are absolutely spectacular. This is how they loaded all the ammunition. They came out from here, and then they will kind of been run down here. A round would come into here, and then boom, they would put it there. And this ring here can be moved so that everything here can be transported back and forth. These are the hoists for the ammunition going up the turret. So basically, you are kind of down here now. On the lower level, you have phones, you have German writing, absolutely everywhere. Everything here actually works as it should, and all the handles, all the switches, all the things are functioning just as they did when the Germans left them. And that is absolutely out of this world. And all of these mechanisms, and you can see this thing here, see here, it can be moved. So this will match up right there. So one of the shells would come here, being put there, boom, flipped over to that one, boom, flipped to that one, and then boom, loaded into the hoist, and the hoist whoop, takes the ammunition upside. What a spectacular thing. And this whole thing moves 360 degrees around. So this one moves independently from this one. You can see I can still move it. So this is the cannon turret that moves by itself. This is the outer wing that transports the ammunition around. Oh my goodness, it is absolutely spectacular. So many features. I wish I could stay here for a day, but I can't. We have to go. This is the explosive charges room. In this room there is only electricity for lightning, no other type of machinery allowed. This is highly explosive, and this is where the guys actually had to hand lift this into this. This is the propellant charge that's behind the warhead to drive and push that out. So this is a highly risk room, and extremely flammable and dangerous. So only electrical light allowed for work here, and this is where they put it. And then it went into this next room that we're going to see. And here you can see fully operational coming out here, and then pushed into the hoist here. And as you can see, actually the light that goes down, and 3 hoisters, left, center, right, and this is up to the gun turret, and I now have to climb up these stairs. This is where you climb up. It's a tiny little step or stair, so meet you up there. This room here is with they have electrical engine or motor rotating the turret, and there's a plan B if the electrical motor failed. This massive thing here would actually turn this shaft, and that's the shaft that turns the turret. This is probably the degree wheel to the turret's position, so they could quickly turn it without. And you can see everywhere there are the original different kind of accumulator recht. Luftflasche recht means battery or whatever on the right hand side. Luftflasche, it's a ton of stuff. Nur bei Brandgefahr. It is absolutely amazing. Just imagine Wilhelm and Reinhard, once upon a time, they twisted, oh scheiße, boom! They still twist. That is amazing. I didn't expect that. And this one turns. So if I want to turn the turret, you can't turn it today. Here's also the instructions. There are a lot of instructions here. Also on the electrical system here. This is a hydraulic pump to make the the hoist go up and down. And you can see on the side here, it actually says 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, 6 meter, and it tells you where the different kind of hoists are. So there are 3 different of these, but it's also spectacular to see how compact everything here is. And you can see more instructions on the wall and tons of hydraulics. So you have green for the right hand hoist, munition hoist, yellow for the center, and red for the left hand munition hoist, and you have gray for other types of functions. And all of them, well, maybe not all of them actually works, but this has been partly restored because it stood for 17 years without, well, you could say a lot of maintenance, and they've done a fantastic job to get it back to the conditions that we see here now. This is actually a communication port, fully analog. You can actually talk in there, maybe even in there and in here. So you open this and maybe you blew a whistle or something, but this is to talk into, and in that way the information that you talk into would go through this pipe up and down the system and feed the information to the different crews. And there are many of these, and that is spectacular because it's all about redundancy. So if you have some kind of issue with communication, it says Schwinge, then you can just shout your order in there and the guy on the other end will hear you. Just like the vacuum tubes you see they used in the 70s to transport information back and forth in huge business industrial complexes. This is the forerunner of that. Remember, this turret that we're on also turned. All the black that's turning, and all that we're standing on or have been going through here is turning. And you can see in the back here massive switches for electronics, tons of tiny ones here. Boom, it still works. It is spectacular, absolutely spectacular. Lots of switches here. You have tons of hydraulics. As I said, when that axle shaft turned, then the whole turret turned. We are going up to the Holy Grail, up where the gun barrels are. So let's do that. And that is one of the massive gun barrels right there. This is the inner business end, you could say. And wow, I've been into some of these turrets before, but never in one with 3 barrels. And do I see this is cool. Wow, this is like a periscope from a submarine. And what is that? Is that carbide light? That is cool. And you can see here, this is as far forward you can get. And in the front here, this, I wouldn't have been here when this fired. Oh, look at that insane gradient kind of thing there. Can you see that? Tons of tables of numbers. Holy shit, that is insane. We've got some sensors going on here. Verdunkler. And out there, that's where the shell would come up. But look at that detailed thing there. That is out of this world, to be honest. All of these things here. So this is basically the layout. You have the, that's 88, I think. You have the layout here. This is ready to be fired. You have the tip, you have the gunpowder. This will be rammed in with this, as you saw, be pushed in. And then when everything is ready, there's a massive bridge getting in like that. And then in the end, it's all about the firing solution being complete. And how did you fire this thing? Well, let me show you. This is the firing control position, or the final order was taken here. So if you want to fire the gun on the left, the barrel on the left, then Eagle Eyes will push down this one. And if you want to fire the center one, you do that one. And you fire the right one, you do that one. If you want to fire all at the same time, take this black lever and boom! He now fired one massive round out into the ocean there. And that is how you fire this gun. So it is very compact. Maybe some of you recognize that producer there. They were responsible for most of the gear that was delivered in this environment, and it's absolutely totally crazy to see all the equipment still here. It's almost like it's ready to be used. This is like the kind of cartridge in the back there. It is one of the craziest thing I've ever experienced.
Oh yes, totally, absolutely unbelievable. What a fascinating location to visit. If you want to help us out to reach more locations like this, you know, we have this little super thanks feature here. That could be your opportunity to help us out to get some gasoline into the fuel tank, go out and share and find even more incredible stories out there. Well, guess what? This was a very nice surprise. I surprised Eagle Eyes, my son, with this position. He didn't know about it, but he was dreaming about visiting this place, and he didn't know it before about 5 minutes before, because I kept it secret, and we drove thousands of kilometers to get to this position and others. And that's what we do. We are dedicated. We do all the research ourselves. We do all the travel, and we visit and share these great locations with you. So I have to say thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Also, massive thank you to all of you who are already Patreon team members. And as you saw, you can become a team member, and some of the artifacts that we find out there will actually be yours. Also, totally thank you to each and every one of you who watched the videos in full, because you're actually helping us out tremendously. And what can I say? This place was something else. But we are still working on new projects. This is about the biggest munition storage that the Germans had in Europe. It got blown up, and we have found hundreds of artifacts, and they will be passed on to you actually. So I hope you enjoyed part 1 and 2. We really worked hard to make this as good as we could. Eagle Eyes got an invitation from an old timer there. If we come back, I have a phone number. He's going to spend the whole day there if he wants to, and we can explore as much as we like. So we might do that later, and we'll see even more from this incredible underground bunker complex. All right, I have to work through some new projects here. Hope you enjoyed it. In the meantime, until we see you next time, please stay safe, keep smiling, and before you know it, we'll be out there.